Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night. It's 9:30. It's time to go behind the hedges. I'm your host Mitch, and I'm here with,
Matt, baby.
and we are here to discuss the Georgia Bulldogs. Uh, Anything you want to say to these people right off the top of your head, Matt?
It's getting redundant. I feel like I'm insulting y'all's intelligence by telling you things you already know. But I'm going to tell them to you anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of doubters up to week 5. A lot of doubters this past week. And it's just not working out for them. If I'll keep repeating this is going to be a weird year. This Georgia team is different, and if you're anti-Georgia, it just ain't your year, baby. What about that thing?
Right. Yeah, so everybody grab your popcorn. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Had to slip it in there. Coach Kiffin gave us a little golden nugget.
Man, he gave everybody a golden nugget. Everybody's ragging on that clown right now. He got a good clipboard. He calls good plays, but I don't know about Kiffin. I don't know if he's really matured past his old self after this debacle this past weekend. But we'll get into that later if time permits. What do we got to talk about?
Well, all right. So, full disclosure, I have invited Rohan back onto the show. Now, he said he was coaching late tonight. They haven't practiced tonight, and so he'll come on. I don't think Rohan's ducking us or anything like that. That ain't his style. So he'll come on when he can. But boy, do I have something for him when he comes on. Not bad. But I'll tell you, Matt, like, I thought there was a bit of me listening to the heads talk over the week. I kept thinking, I was like, man, I don't know. I really don't see them doing much, and I really do see in a way for us to do a lot. And I was thinking a number like 40-10, something like that. Like that seemed reasonable to me. But that's one of those things that when you start saying things like that out loud, people start looking at you like you have some sort of damage, like you've been a little touched,
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you very much, Facebook user. You're looking good yourself. So, yeah. But the fact of the matter is once the game got underway, you started seeing it, you're like, I'm not the one that's touched here. This is looking exactly the way I thought it might. So, I asked Rohan the other night, hey man, what are you going to say? And he said, no. And he thought the Hogs had a shot, and that he thought that they would be able to impose their will on us. And you know what? It's understandable that he would think that way, because the fact of the matter is Arkansas was the feel good story. They were like, America's team level feel good story. In fact, why don't you tell me about the thing you messaged me about earlier? You said dude, I watched the thing, I got tears in my eyes. What's that all about?
Man, I was going to save that for the picks, but if you want it now, I'll give it to you.
Hey, what's up, Preston?
I had not seen this footage until a couple of hours ago, but it did. It brought a couple of real tears to my eyes, and the reason why I wanted to save it for the pick, we're going to pick Arkansas later. Forget what happened this weekend. Arkansas is in good hands, folks. Arkansas is still legit. Arkansas could still make some noise in the West, and I was already going to say that, but after what I saw a couple hours ago, I'm going to say it again. I watched a minute and 30 seconds of Sam Pittman walking to the middle of the field after that game and how that game went. And, he shook hands and hugged Kirby, and they said whatever coaches say. And then I watched for a minute and 30 seconds the head coach of Arkansas, and he's got a team on the other side of the field. He's leading. He's just coached, and they've just had that kind of day. And he's loyal to them. He's got to see about them. A minute and 30 seconds of Georgia players refusing to let him leave the field before they all came in and got some love, before they all came in and got a hug and a fist bump, whatever it was. I mean,
once again, the final score.
Yeah, after that kind of game that just happened, that kind of that kind of beat down, that our guy. And I'm not talking about like a couple, 5 or 6. I'm talking about like a whole position group plus a whole nother position group, because the O-line and the D-line refused to walk off that field before they went and got them some love from Coach Pitt. That is a leader. That is a man. That is a man. he might not have the X's and O's,
Jordan Davis,
but that's it. And Devontae. That is a guy who's got the Jimmies and Joes, baby. That's a guy who is going to lead a team somewhere, and it's going to be good. And it hit me like, I don't think Arkansas was ready for that moment on that day against this Georgia team. But Sam Pittman, eventually, and I'd like Rohan to be here so I could ask him what it's going to really take and how long it's going to be. Sam Pittman's going to have Arkansas ready to do something at some point, and something big.
Yeah, maybe sooner rather than later.
You don't see that. You don't see that shit. We've had coaches go to other teams, and it's always you say to the coaches, and you might high five like one guy you were close with. You go back to the other team. Pittman was not allowed to leave the field, man. He was almost surrounded by Georgia offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and a couple other dudes who were like, nah, I got to get some of this Coach Pitt. So I tip my hat. I told y'all before, I'm a big Pittman fan. I pull for Arkansas as long as they're not pulling for Georgia, and I'm going to double down on that, man. Don't let this game continue to beat you. I might have just spoiled who I'm going to pick tonight when we get to that Arkansas Ole Miss game, but I gotta like that kind of shit gets to me, because that man is obviously, it's more than football. It's more than football with Pittman. He is leading and shaping young men, and it's not just lip service. Like, it's resonating, and it resonated when they beat Texas. It resonated when they beat Texas A&M. It resonated when they became, as you said, America's team. All of that was legit. It still is legit. I just don't think they were quite ready for that moment in that game. Reminds me a little bit of another team.
Say it. I was at that game.
Pittman and Arkansas remind me of another team that were in was in a similar situation, a feel-good story, a coach that people were ready to just lay on the landmines for. And that was the Georgia Bulldogs under Mark Richt in 2008. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the year, and everybody wants Richt to do it because he is he is America's coach. And then Bama came in and sent our program into a spiral that we only recovered. We had a good team in 12, but we didn't really recover until 17.
Mm-hmm. I was there, Matt. I was wearing a black T-shirt, and I became very sober around halftime, and said, "Man, what the heck are we doing here? Let's get out of here." You know?
I don't think this is so much. The Georgia situation. Now I'm gonna move on. Georgia this year, 2021. It's gonna be a weird year, and this Georgia team is different. I'm gonna say it every show. It is no longer up to anyone else but us. This ain't got nothing to do with Florida. This ain't got nothing to do with Auburn. This ain't got nothing to do with Tennessee. It might not have anything to do with Alabama. We're getting to that point now where it comes down to us and us alone. You bring the brand of football you've brought from the first 5 games, and we're gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So should we take a look at Auburn? We got Auburn coming up. And well, first of all, let me before we move away from Arkansas, let me say this: Arkansas's season still lies ahead of them.
Hmm.
They've lost a game, but their season is not over. But they still control their own destiny. If they win out, we'll see them in Atlanta. And they'll get their shot again this year. It's a tall order, but the fact is, dude, there isn't going to be a game where Pittman says, "Grab your popcorn." You know what I'm saying? He's not resorting to tomfoolery. He's not going to go into a press conference after a loss and do what Mullen did. Well, we got 382 yards, as if yards points.
He's not a gimmick. He's not a gimmick.
No. When things go bad, Pittman will shoulder the responsibility. When things go good, he will heap praise upon his players and assistants. That's what good leaders do. And you hear this phrase all the time: the tip of the spear. Pittman is the tip of the spear. And dude, I told you this today, and I mean it. He could die in that position right now. He ain't got nothing to worry about. Pittman is Arkansas's man. There is not a better fit. There are some coaches that are as well fit, but there is not a better fit for any program than Sam Pittman is for Arkansas.
I'd have to agree.
It's just facts, dude.
I have to
Pittman will be there until he's old and gray if he wants to be.
He had his. This also stuck out to me. I was watching this, around the time I was watching that video that you just showed. He was talking about Ole Miss, and I can't quote it all, but I can quote the last line. He talked about how Ole Miss is this and that, and how they were going to have to adjust, and Arkansas was going to have to do this and that. The last line, I think it's a quote. If I'm wrong, fact checkers, correct my grammar, but he said something to the effect of, "We're damn sure not going to let Georgia beat us twice." That's simple. That's to the point. That's not telling people to go get popcorn. I'm telling y'all. I know the game and the result of the game in Sanford Stadium this weekend might give you pause. Don't pause on Arkansas. And that ties into what I just said. It ain't got nothing to do with Arkansas. Going against Georgia this year, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It depends on what we do. If we show up flat and shit the bed, that's the only reason you're getting over. If we show up with this brand of football this year on the regular season, y'all ain't got a shot. If you can't score, you can't win.
The great philosopher Olin Smith.
Oh, look at there. It's the other orange one.
The other orange one. Welcome to the stream, sir. How are you this evening?
Whoa. I have only ever seen young Brandon with a hat of some type on. Are you
watching closely now?
Are you a ginger?
No.
Well, shit. You look like one.
No, not a ginger.
Oh my God!
More's the pity.
I've got to find this. I'm. Oh man, Brandon, you done popped
Dorothy
here, baby.
Rose.
Where is your hetero life, mate?
I do not know.
Maybe I'll be able to. I think I can show you this.
How you gonna tell me? He looks like a Harkonnen. How are you gonna say you ain't a ginger? If anybody gets that Harkonnen reference, man, that's points to you.
My hair is brown.
The beast, Brandon. My son got a haircut yesterday, Brandon.
Oh man!
Wow.
Looking a little bit like young Brandon there.
Hey.
So Brandon, while we're still in the Georgia segment, what you agree? Did you hear anything we said of what you heard? Do you agree, disagree with anything we just said about Arkansas, Georgia?
I did not hear a damn thing.
Okay. Damn. How about your 2 cents? What do you have? What do you have to say about the Arkansas Georgia game? I'd just love to hear it from a Tennessee perspective. What are your thoughts?
They walked wipe the floor with them.
Do you think Arkansas is a legit team?
Well, see, that's what I think this weekend is about, especially for Arkansas and Ole Miss. Can one of those teams come back? Can they get back to this height?
Who responds better?
Yeah.
We were just talking
right
about
now,
how
Ole Miss is -6.5.
yeah, that's right.
Does offense win a football game?
Well, that's what we have been told for the last 2 years. All we've talked about on this show was you got to throw, you got to score points.
Well, I beg to differ on that, but
Me too. God dang, it's glad we finally agree on
It sure does help when you can do those things.
sure, but
defense ain't dead. I'm just saying,
Hey,
defense
I
ain't
just
dead.
I want to reiterate what Nolan Smith said. He said, "If you cannot score, you cannot win." Dash Nolan Smith. So
this is all true. But if you can stop the other team from scoring, and you can kick a field goal.
Speaking of kicking field goals,
I mean,
we got to go to Jordan-Haire this weekend. We got to go over to the Plains, and gosh, I mean, we're going to get into this a little later on, but the opening line was like 14.5. Georgia's favored by 14.5, and that might strike some people as odd. I know it struck our guest here as odd. He says, why do we get so many points against Arkansas and don't get as many points against Auburn? I responded to him, but I responded very, very tongue in cheek. But let me tell you something about lies. The best lies are 80% true. All right, and here's the deal.
Sure.
Bo Nix really did tear open his jersey and reveal an S on his chest on Saturday. And he really did beat the Bayou Bengals in Baton Rouge at night for the first time since Go-Gurt was invented, and which was 1999, folks. And we have to go play them at their place where, let's be honest, their place is magical. It's like a magical fairy tale land, dude. You get off the bus in Jordan-Haire, and there's already 7 points hanging on their side of the board. It's just it's a weird place. Auburn is a very, very, very lucky and volatile team.
I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you say? I think you meant
very,
the luckiest football team in the history of all levels of football.
They might be the luckiest.
You don't take my word for it. Ask
the luckiest group of
the Georgia Bulldogs. Ask the Alabama Crimson Tide. Shit happens in Jordan-Haire that stays in Jordan-Haire.
Was it Kentucky last year that they had the fake spike against? That you remember that the spike fumble? Was that Kentucky? I can't remember exactly who it was.
Weren't they supposed to lose to Georgia State this year or some other team? And it was a ref call that actually got reviewed later, and they were like,
and it was an SEC ref, and they were like, yeah, sorry guys, we messed that one up.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit we're going to have to deal with. So, I don't know. Let's extend the courtesy. Brandon, what's going to happen in the Plains between UGA and Auburn? We'll give you the first crack at it.
Well, I do love crack, as you all know.
Well, then you must love Stetson Bennett because he is like crack cocaine. Stetson Bennett will get you high and make you feel good for about 15 minutes. And then you come crashing back down to reality and your life is ruined.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I'm not so sure our friend Mr. Nix isn't the same.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mr. Nix is not. He's like meth. he's meth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not crack. It ain't fancy like crack. It ain't like high class like crack. Like not only do you get really, really high, but you lose teeth. Look at their fans. So,
you get scabs from it.
Yeah, you do get scabs from being an Auburn fan. So there's no secret about it. Auburn is my least favorite team. They're my least favorite team. And let me tell you something. I was driving back from Philadelphia the night that we played them in 2017 during the regular season. Georgia's undefeated. Sonny Michel, Nick Chubb, Jake Fromm, that whole crew. I'm rolling down the road, headed back from Philadelphia, and the game is just getting uglier and uglier and uglier. And at the end of it was that clip, that famous clip, that Gus Malzahn clip. Boy, we whipped the dog crap out of them. And he said that, dude. And I mean, my blood pressure, you could see my blood pressure. You know what I mean? I had to pull over and take a walk, And dude, ever since then, we haven't lost to them since then. And it is never enough. It is
hello,
never
boys.
Enough. Good evening, sir. It is never enough for me to beat Auburn 30-6 or 28-7 or anything like that. It's never enough. It must be more. So it doesn't matter what Georgia does to Auburn this weekend. It will not be enough for me. I have a hunger that cannot be sated when it comes to trashing those Plainsmen. I got no love for them.
Those tapping fighters.
So wait a minute. You're saying you could have been Al from Daleville?
Sorry, what's that, Dren?
You could have been Al from Daleville?
I could have been Al from Daleville.
Daleville. Brandon knows what I'm talking about. Al from Daleville was the nom de guerre of Harvey Updike,
on the Fine Bomb show, on the Pam Bam show. right. Daleville. Okay.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah. I'm not going to pull the tree. I am going to raise their village to the ground with fire. I do not have any love for that. Matter of fact, my wife was offered a job there, and I'll have to. It is awkward, but what's really cool about it is she was offered a job, and they offered her $5,000 less than she's making currently. Right? And so she goes to her dean to tell her that she's been extended an offer, but she doesn't tell her the amount. She goes to her dean. As it turns out, her dean was getting ready to go to a meeting, so she was kind of in a hurry to get out the door. And she said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Auburn extended me an offer." And the dean said, "I don't have time to talk about this right now, but just be aware that we were willing to offer you $8,000 more." And then she walked out the door. So we parlayed a $5,000 loss into an $8,000 gain. So
there you go.
It is what it is, and hopefully she won't watch this stream because I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling the story or not.
So I'm not overconfident. I think if you go into Jordan-Haire, if you know the history of that stadium and how lucky Auburn is, if you go in overconfident, I think you're foolish. I'm not overconfident, but I'm not nervous. I'm comfortably in the middle. But I don't think we got. I don't think we got a final answer from young Brandon, and then I guess we should extend it to the Super Genius. What do you, from a Tennessee fan's perspective? You ain't got a dog in this fight. You can sit back and relax. But what do you just objectively see happening here?
I think they're going to go. I think Georgia's going to go in there and just stomp a mud hole. I really do.
What does a mud hole look like numerically?
Give it 20, 21.
See, Mitch said way, way back in the preseason that Arkansas would be the first team to score an offensive touchdown against us. Now, Carolina got one, but go do a deep dive on that. When that happened, we had, Amir Speed was a starter. Everybody else on the team was from the stands. So
if you had a red shirt on, you were playing defense that day.
No, dude running the beer stand was out there playing. You got to let that one go. The other touchdown we've led was a pick six thrown by you know who, Carson Beck.
Against UAB.
Do you if Georgia continues this trend of fast start, which is very out of character for the Georgia Bulldogs, even the elite teams we've had in the back in the past, Everything's hard. Everything's tough. We're right there with you until the fourth quarter. Then we wear you down, and then we pull away. But these fast starts from Georgia jumping at like 21 points, 28 points in the first quarter. If that happens in Jordan-Haire, do you see another Superman moment for Bo Nix, or do you think it's a wrap?
No, I think it's done. I would be very support. Sorry, I'm reading Ducati's, not Ducati's, but Ethan. This has got to be Ethan that's posted this.
Yeah.
Is that Ethan? Oh, man, Ethan.
The existential dread. I love that. That's awesome. I honestly don't see Auburn scoring more than a field goal in this game. I really don't. I don't think Bo Nix is not going to be an answer to the Georgia problem in this game.
But you're
what is the Georgia problem? I didn't mean to cut you off.
The defense.
The defense. Okay, yeah. I'm going to. I want. This was my bit for tonight. I'm going to stop talking about this defense. I don't want to talk about the Georgia defense no more. For me, y'all can all you want. I'm going to stop talking about it because at this point, 5 weeks in, I feel like it's redundant. I feel like everybody here, friend or foe, rival or ally, you love football, you know football, you've watched football, you know what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You know what this is. You don't need me to come on here every week and regurgitate what is going on with the Georgia defense. I feel like it's an insult to your intelligence if we come on here and tell you what Georgia's defense did. So I'm going to recuse myself from the Georgia defense until they shit the bed or something weird happens or somebody upsets us. Because at this point, I think unless you have an agenda or you are a fucking idiot, it's not up for debate anymore who the best defense in the nation is as of October 5th, 2021. And I just feel like harping on that every week, it steps into the realm of just pure shit talk or just, insulting intelligence. You don't need me to tell you what you've already seen with your own eyes. So it's a given until something changes. What we can talk about is that we're quietly number 8 in scoring offense. It damn sure doesn't feel that way. It still feels like a liability to me. Why do I still feel that way?
Because it's like you said, it's uncomfortable for us as Georgia fans.
Yeah.
To have nice things.
I go back to the SEC Shorts episode about how Georgia fans deal with hope.
With the spray, with the mace. Stay away.
It is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable watching what Georgia's doing on defense because we were also told the last 2 years defense is dead. This is the new age. This is the way it's going to be. Yeah. So to watch this play, it is uncomfortable to watch. No one is more uncomfortable than Georgia fans right now. Because we're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Exactly.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Florida fans. Too soon to talk about shoes. My bad. I shouldn't have gone there. It's too soon. But you see what I'm getting.
Florida fans to come on the show. I mean, the show.
Spraying water bottles and stuff like that. But
Pickens, my guy. He'll be back. Speaking of Florida, he'll be back.
That's what they're saying. I can't consume all this with a rational mind because I'm a Georgia fan. I'm just waiting for the punchline. I'm waiting for the Carolina game in 18 at home. I'm waiting for the Auburn game in 17. I'm waiting for that moment. And you can see
the Nickel State game to pop up.
Right. You see the evidence in those prior years of these things coming.
Mm-hmm. It's not there this time.
I can't find it, and I'm uncomfortable with it.
Well, on a much smaller scale, I'm sitting here where I'm sitting right now, watching the game on Saturday, and I'm texting Brandon at the end of the first quarter, and it's 28-3, and I say, "Why am I still scared?"
Yeah.
And he goes, because it's the first quarter and there's still time for them to put it up.
Because there's time.
There's time. Yeah. And that never happened. You talk about how, you're not going to talk about how great Georgia's defense is, and that's great. It's patently obvious. You're right. You don't want to insult the viewers' intelligence. I will say this. Our defense, I would say right now, our defense is top 3 or 4 in the conference. We've played that well. Now we have, I mean, even against Florida, we played well. We held the top all-purpose back in the SEC to 44 yards rushing on Saturday. Beatty could not go anywhere. And they scored 24 points on us. One of those was on a kickoff return. The other was in garbage time. And
I mean, you guys scored 60 plus points, right? I mean, you were 62.
60
was the most points we've scored in 21 years.
Listen,
64.
I mentioned this last week in the show in the Arkansas preview for Arkansas Georgia. I mentioned that what Barry Odom had done with their defense and going into the report and brought guys. Well, the guys that he brought out were those run stoppers that came from Missouri. He got 2 guys from Missouri that were run stoppers for them. And I told you, Drew, I said, you guys keep the ball on the ground, Missouri is going to suffer.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And sure enough, Tennessee just torched. I mean, like
now
how many rushing yards?
Defensive line coach.
Yeah.
I say it, but
there's got to be a scapegoat, but like that's not the solution.
You guys are top 25 rushing defense.
As long as Drinkwitz doesn't take over the D line.
You're number 25. You're top 52 total defense, being 52. So some growth. I mean, I would say we harped on y'all pretty bad in the offseason because it looked dismal, but I would say Heupel's ahead of schedule.
Oh yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm not like. I mean, I told somebody the other day. I mean, okay, we're looking for a Bama crew, guys. We're trying to recruit, and I told a guy who I was trying to get for us. I said we need somebody who's ride or die, but still can be rational about it.
Right.
And that's kind of the way we are. We're not going to beat Bama. I'm not going to say hell yeah, we're back. We're going to beat Bama. We're going to beat Georgia. I'm not saying that at all.
No, I mean, you guys look. You lost 26 guys to the portal.
Yeah.
You lost 26 guys. I mean that's a catastrophic number.
It's legitimately going to be 3 years.
Oh yeah,
really. Before we can talk about being upper echelon competitive.
But we have
right.
Matt and I, people on this show have very cavalierly discussed how there's Georgia, Florida in the top, and Missouri and Kentucky in the middle, and Tennessee and South Carolina and Vanderbilt in the bottom, and then Tennessee grabbed Missouri by the neck, and they still have them by the neck. Tennessee, I think, just scored again on them. So Is that because Tennessee is trending towards the middle, or because Missouri is trending towards the bottom?
I think it's probably a little bit of both.
Some column A, some column B.
I mean,
Missouri did lose to Boston College, and they had to look real sharp.
Historically, Missouri was the poor sister of the Big 8 for a long time, and then the Big 12, and then it's like we're getting Missouri.
Yeah,
are you kidding? And it was a joke. 3 years after they came, it wasn't a joke anymore.
What's Missouri's record against Florida since joining the SEC?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I believe it's 500. I believe they played 500 ball against Florida. Missouri has been
That's only slightly worse than us in this decade.
I need to share this. My buddy Jason, my Auburn pal Jason, just texted me to say, I'll just copy paste. Well, yeah. War damn Eagle. It pains me to say that Georgia will roll over Auburn.
Well, okay. I'm glad you guys all think that. And in my heart of hearts, I agree. Auburn is not to be overlooked. This is not.
I don't think they are either, but I don't think they're going to pose any significant threat either.
That second and that third quarter against Arkansas offensively concerns me greatly. I don't know if that, and we saw, Mitch brought this up to me. You saw the clip up to the offensive coordinator Todd Monken, looked very animated and a little bit pissed off, and that tells us he's arguing with Kirby Smart on why, and we sputtered. We became field goal university for 2 quarters. There are going to be teams and situations where we cannot afford to do that. We already don't have the starting quarterback. I got a news flash for you. He won't be playing at Jordan-Haire. It will be Stetson Bennett, the fourth, right? The fourth. Stetso Baggins. He's already beat.
For just 1 second. I'll be back in a minute.
He's already beat these guys once. The legend of Stetson Bennett, if you remember, was born at the Auburn game last year when he juked Big Cat Marcavius Bryant on 3rd and 10 and then threw a dart to convert, and everyone was like, it might be possible. But it ain't possible. We've seen this guy's ceiling. That's who's going to be in that environment for us this weekend.
So you're basically telling me they're probably going to hold JT out until Florida.
That's what I understand.
That makes the most sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's a grade 1 lat strain. Dak Prescott had the exact same injury. His was more severe. He was out 1 month to the day. JT's probably going to miss 3 weeks and then take the extra week to rest against Florida.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if this is going to
happen. Up for Florida?
Huh?
You don't think he's going to play against Florida?
No, he'll take the extra. We get a bye week before Florida.
Okay.
That'll be week 5.
Okay.
I don't think you can count Vanderbilt, because he played 1 quarter.
Yeah.
Well, you could obviously see. I mean, he was not comfortable throwing the ball when he was warming up for Arkansas.
Yeah, you could see the grimace.
Yeah,
you could see it, and it's just one of those things. I mean, I've looked it up. Kirby spoke on it. There's nothing to do but what is being done, which is rest and get it well. That being said, it may be the Stetson Bennett show against Auburn and Kentucky, and neither one of these teams are to be overlooked, despite the defense that I'm not going to talk about.
Well, Kentucky's going to come in
fired up. There is going to come a time, and that time may be Atlanta, but if we're talking about championship aspirations, there is going to come a time against a team somewhere where we are going to need to be laser accurate in tight windows in the passing game, and Stetson Bennett can't do that. He can hit the wheel route. He can hit the short and intermediate. Every once in a while he can hit a bomb, but he can't do it for 4 quarters. We're going to need a JT Daniels if Georgia is going to go further than Atlanta. Stetson Bennett's ceiling is Atlanta. That's it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. What does Auburn's best game look like against Georgia?
You're going to need Bo Nix magic. Okay, first of all, and you're going to need that to look like
he's going to have to be on that high end.
You're going to need him to strike lightning bottle 3 times. Anders Carlson is going to have to be is going to have to kick 4+ field goals. All right, so that'll get them to 33 points. And then they are going to have to.
Did you say Auburn's got 33 points?
I'm saying if Bo Nix catches lightning in a bottle 3 times, that's 21 points.
And does he also get? Does he Bo Nix with lightning in a bottle plus Jordan-Haire voodoo?
Okay.
How many?
I'm just
points
saying.
Well, he said with 4 field goals and 3 touchdowns.
This is what Brandon said. What will Auburn need to do in order to win? And I'm saying this is what they will need to do.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
3 lightning in a bottle.
Bo Nix needs to display the same level of consistency that
doesn't exist.
Tooting my horn, tuning our horn. He needs to show the same level of consistency that Hendon Hooker has shown.
Sure.
I am going to
consistent. I'm going to very
He's been
loudly
damn
disagree
consistent.
with you.
He's
I'm going to
solid.
very loudly disagree with you. What Bo Nix does is not consistent. It's volatile. That's what he does. He is a volatile player. He is a guy who is going to run 74 yards laterally from sideline to sideline to sideline again, and then while he's spinning and flipping and being crunched up into a little ball, he's going to somehow throw the ball into the end zone for a touchdown.
So you're saying he's more Elway than Montana?
He's something else entirely. It's like when the Tasmanian devil shows up and it's just you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, he's there. You know? Auburn's going to need to do that 3 times. That's a tall ask. I get it, right? Anders Carlson has got a big leg. He's going to need to hit 4 field goals. He's going to need to score 12 points. So that gives them 33 points. And in addition to that, they are going to have to absolutely shut down Georgia's running game to the point that Stetson is going to have to beat them with his arm. Can Auburn do all 3 of those things? No, they can't. But in order for them to win, that's what it's going to have to be. So, I mean, do you disagree? What do you think?
No, I don't disagree.
No, I agree.
He asked what their best game was going to look like. I thought their best game was still going to be a loss. I was thinking like 21-10 should be a moral victory for the Auburn Plain Eagle cat.
Listen,
what is their mascot? We're here. Who is Auburn? Are you a cat? Are you a bird? Are you a man?
Are you a farmer?
You're at the fuck out, man, because you can't be all 3. This ain't man, bear, pig. Pick up that and go with it.
Hell, I'd like it if it was man, bear, pig.
I don't know if Rohan's going to come on tonight, but can I play the thing? Can I just please play the thing? Can I play the thing?
All right. Play the thing.
Rohan, if you come on, buddy, I'll play it for you too. But I'm going to play this for everybody else because I worked hard to find this one. You ready for this? Here it goes. So I have a question, Rohan, and this is a straight up question. I want you to think about this for a second. What will you say around 3:30 on Saturday when the score is 42-3?
I doubt it, but
I know you doubt it right now. But I'm saying, what will you say on Saturday when that's the score?
Hey, like you said, I can do it tip my hat.
Okay.
I'm with Rohan on this, and I'm confident, but I'm not overconfident. If something like that happens, y'all might not be able to be around me no more. I might become obnoxious.
You're not there yet. I'm just here to tell you, Matt, you're not here yet. You're not there yet.
We still got time.
Well, we got half the equation in there.
I'm a man of my word. Maybe I should, but I'm not. That's I really didn't think that was going to happen this past weekend, man. I really did not. I said 38-17. I thought they would have some success. They didn't. But I can't say anymore because then I'm talking about a thing I said I wasn't going to talk about no more.
Well, they got found out.
Let me ask you this: there's a lot of
lack of depth, lack of recruiting. It just wasn't there. It's the same thing's been happening to us for the past.
Do you think Arkansas
7 years
football team can they still make some noise in the West?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do too. I really do. And I'm telling y'all, man, when I saw Sam Pittman surrounded by Georgia players who would not let him leave and go be with his own team before they got some of that love, I'm telling y'all today, October 5th, 2021, Arkansas is in good hands. The West,
yes, they are.
You're on notice simply because they have a leader that who else has ever done that? I've never seen that. I've seen, fist bumps, a few here and there. Our offensive line and defensive line and some other players were like, hey, Pitt, you ain't leaving yet. We need to get some of that. That's the way it was. Arkansas wasn't ready for that moment on that day against this team, but Arkansas is in good hands, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
I think at very least they're third in the West. They might drop one more.
At least or
third.
You mean that's their worst finish is third?
Yeah, I think it's third. And they may drop another game. They still have LSU and
well, like I was about to bring up. You know who has the second most sacks in our little conference?
You mean as a team or as a player?
as a team.
As a team, I don't know. Maybe is it Tennessee?
It's actually tied for 18. Sorry. Georgia, LSU.
Yes, sir. They are 3rd and 6th nationally.
So I came across that while doing my homework here, and
Difference is 1. We have 19. They have 20.
Well, listen, LSU is a football team that they can't run the ball. That's it. They're just and then SEC football team that cannot run the ball, and that ain't good. that ain't much of nothing. They look like a football team in every other phase of the game, and then when it comes time to run the ball, they just can't do it. They can't.
That's another problem. That's another concern I have with Georgia. Coming into this game, coming into the Arkansas game, it was, Georgia doesn't have an elite running game. They're not explosive. Might be in trouble. And it still wasn't explosive. It still wasn't. Go watch that game. There were no explosive runs, but it was just 7 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards.
By that fourth quarter, it don't have to be explosive.
Go back.
By the fourth quarter, Arkansas's defense was escorting our backs along. They were
if you're doing that for 3 quarters, it's not going to matter. It's not the explosive plays aren't going to matter because that D line's going to be
Your ass is worn out.
They're going to be on IVs and oxygen on the sidelines.
I want you to go back and look how many times Georgia took a snap on 2nd down when it was 2nd and 3, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1. Over and over and over, because those first down plays we're feeding Cook and White and Milton and
we had
even Kenny Mack. It was just like ripping off these huge.
Everybody wants that one stud. Everybody wants that one stud that's like had a 200-yard game. Bro, Georgia's formula is superior in my opinion. They got like 4 or 5 dudes getting 60 to 70 yards each. And then they're all fresh. They're all fresh. What do you want? What do you want from
me?
Yo, Robert, what's going on, man? I sent the link out in the Facebook chat. If you want to jump on here, we are not far away from doing the.
Part of the problem with that running back thing is Alabama.
What's the problem?
Is Alabama. You got Derrick Henry, Najee Harris. They're not a back by committee team.
Let them keep doing it.
I don't know about that, man. Robinson this year, and they just Jace McClellan is actually done for the year. With Robinson and God, what's his name? Oh man, Roydale Cooper Williams. What's his name? Williams, Roydale Williams, right? Running back for Alabama. They got 3 or 4 of them, but now they don't have like 4 guys that are equally as good. And I'm not saying that Georgia does either. I'm just saying that the numbers looked. Hey, Robert, you ain't the only one, buddy. Go back and watch our Kentucky preview. We had that one dialed up too. So hashtag Go Gators.
Which SEC team has a top 10 rusher?
Nobody. Maybe.
Yes,
Rodriguez.
No, it's Chris Rodriguez from Kentucky.
Kentucky,
yeah.
number 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're ready for
I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Beatty was probably up there pretty good. He's
not after last week.
He didn't have a very good day last week, but he's still put up some pretty good numbers, I think, this year.
He's got nightmares about Young and Barron in that backfield. That D line is
Tank Bigsby's got to be up there pretty good.
Not in yards.
Maybe Pierce, maybe.
Tyan Evans is getting his, and I think he's probably going to start against South Carolina.
35. Jarquez Hunter's number 30. We're just talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jarquavius Hunter.
Florida State's running back, whoever this is 22nd, and that's there's nobody else of note.
No.
Hell no.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. So before we get into our picks, Matt, we did say that we want to do this. We want to extend an offer to our guests and allow them to say, maybe one of you take half and the other of you take.
All right, here's the format. Tennessee, here it is.
Okay.
What do you like? What do you not like? And where are y'all going? I would suggest you split the first two questions between the two of you, and then one of you just take the last one.
I'll go offense versus I'll go our defense against their offense. Missouri has a superior offense to South Carolina, and we shut that shit down. I mean, we've got our D line is getting pressure on the quarterback. We're stopping the run. I mean, the way we're flying around the ball, I just don't. I mean, our friend Eric Douglas, who's a South Carolina fan, said he thought it'd be 30-10 us, and I think that's probably pretty close.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll probably be an interesting first half, but we'll figure out a way. I just don't see how they're going to move the ball against us because we're going to have most of our starters in, and it's against you guys. The only reason why they scored on y'all is because you had the fucking Cowboys out there. So I mean, I don't see it. I had not done my normal due diligence for tonight. I didn't have time, but I don't see them.
What mysterious thing is about to pop up here?
Oh God. Do we have some bulletin board material here?
No, I'm just looking at pictures of Josh Van. I mean, you were asking how are they going to score on you? So
Brandon, what do you not like?
I figured I'd show you.
What do I not like about Tennessee? Our quarterback play.
You don't like our quarterback play?
Well, let me delve a little deeper. That was the headline to get everybody's attention, you see.
You certainly sure shit got mine.
I'm going to answer that question in a second, Robert, but I'm going to let Brandon finish right here, okay?
I just think a little less running. But then again, if that's all that works, you got to dance with the one who brought you. I like our boy Hooker in there. I think he's doing a damn good job. I don't think they should be doing too much with Milton besides,
bringing him in for
stuff like that.
Hooker's the most consistent quarterback we've had. I'll even go back. I'll go back to Eric Ainge.
Oh, sure. I mean,
I'm a major Josh Dobbs apologist. I love Josh Dobbs. We did not know what we had. The guy was just one of the most talented quarterbacks, athletically gifted quarterbacks we ever had. Period.
Yeah.
But he just didn't have a pass around him. But Hooker he's not been overly spectacular, but he has been solid. He has been really, really consistent, and he's not made really any terrible mistakes.
Well, much like
against
he doesn't do
Missouri,
these fuck-ups on the field.
Against Missouri, the only really bad play, he got sacked one time against Missouri, and the reason why he got sacked was because Tyon Evans missed a block.
Hey, bless y'all's little hearts. This is some
the
good
gentleman
material
from Tennessee will
Very
yield.
Orange show. We don't give a fuck. We thought you were going to tell us how you was going to win or not win.
Oh, we're going to win.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're going to win.
How bad are you going to win? And let's keep this like some shit talk level.
I'm 20.
20 points? You're going to beat Carolina by 20 points. Okay. That's all you had to say.
That's where I'm about at.
However, on all of that other information, I think the Very Orange show needs to dig deeper like y'all were just trying to do and give us some real insight on this Tennessee show every week.
Oh,
if you say 20 right now, right here, I will definitely tune in because I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm not
We're
even-
going to try to do it on location if at all possible.
We're gonna be at the game.
All right,
man.
listen. I want to address this this question from Robert right here because Matt and I were just actually talking about it, and then we're going to jump into the picks because we are burning daylight, boys. Listen, Robert says I'm calling Coach O gone after 3 more losses. They lose to Kentucky, Florida, and Bama. What say you? I sent Matt a text earlier, and I said, which of these 3 scenarios is going to happen? Number 1, Ed Orgeron is fired before the end of the season. Number 2, Ed Orgeron is fired after the end of the season. Number 3, Ed Orgeron is the coach of LSU Tigers at the beginning of next season. Which one of those 3 things is going to happen? Anybody want to field it?
I think he's gone at the end of the year. If what Robert's calling for happens, I think he survives the season. I don't think they want to make it any more chaotic than they have to during the actual.
I think he's there till the end of this season.
Yeah, I think he'll survive. I think he'll survive at least the regular season.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I think that he's already gone. There's a dead man walking. And I think that they are extending him the courtesy of finishing out this season.
Well, now that's quite possible.
You want to say
Without
something about
knowing
your
exactly what's going on
USC?
behind
Were we
closed
talking
doors?
about USC there, or do you want us to keep that under your hat?
Here's the other. Well, I'd say we'll save it. Let's just save it for Saturday.
Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Matt?
Matthew.
Yeah.
We
I
got
can
it.
hear you.
Oh, all right. I was talking to you, and you stone face there. I said, did you want to say something about USC? You and I were talking about USC as it relates to Ed Orgeron, or do you want to?
Oh, okay.
Save that.
I'm going to say save it because I don't remember what the hell we said.
Oh, okay.
That's always a good reason.
I thought that the USC people had
Here's
said,
what I think is a little more interesting question. Let's say you guys throttle Florida.
okay.
What about Mullen?
Could he go to? Mitch, give me a teaser. What did I say about USC? I've said a lot of things this week.
I thought we were talking about the USC people not wanting to move on hiring a coach, not wanting to make a move or start even because they believe that Orgeron is gone and LSU will have their pick. So there's no need in trying to court somebody if LSU can just come and
I
them
don't
up.
remember talking about that with you. I do have a strong feeling that James Franklin's probably going to USC.
Okay.
I
wonder if it wasn't you that I was talking about that with. Might not have been.
Orgeron's going to have a bigger stink coming off of him leaving LSU than Les Miles did. I really believe that. I really believe that.
LSU, Les Miles' stink is
ain't
still
nobody going to
lingering.
be hiring Orgeron without a big ass show cause.
Maybe Kansas.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. Let's do these picks, baby.
Okay. Will Vanderbilt win another SEC game? No.
Probably not.
Unless they beat Texas A&M. Wait, did they even play Texas A&M? Maybe not.
I don't think they did.
No, they don't.
Oh,
Okay, so it's time for that part of the show that you've all been, waiting for with bated breath, and that is the pick'em. But before we get into this week's picks, I believe we have some old business to handle, you orange gentlemen. Our very orange friends.
He did well. I suck, but he did fine.
Who did fine?
Brandon, didn't you?
The two of you combined to go 0 for 10 on picks last week.
Okay.
0 for 10. And you threw Ethan in there.
Someone here is worse than Ethan on picks. And it's y'all.
If you throw Ethan into the mix, the three of you went 2 out of 15. 2 out of 15.
Oh boy.
Yes,
Comes
yes.
a time in
My-
every man's life when he wants to make a decision. Do I want to keep being a troll or do I want to keep my credibility? Keep picking against Georgia boys. We'll keep doubling the spreads.
All right. First game, 12 o'clock game. Arkansas is going to Ole Miss. Now, says Ole Miss is a 6.5 point favorite. I'm willing to kick this thing off if y'all don't mind. I'm
Go
more than
ahead.
happy to.
I already know what I'm going to say.
One thing that we have harped on repeatedly is that when you lose to a team like Alabama or a Georgia in any other year, right? Like the team that's at the top of the heap, and suddenly there's this young upstart that comes there and gets the taste knocked out of their mouth. And then they got to turn around and play again next week. You cannot let that team beat you twice.
Right.
I believe that the team that wins this game will be the team that does not allow the other team, their previous opponent, to beat them a second week in a row. So I asked myself this: which team is more likely to have those sort of mental hangups? Is it Arkansas or is it Ole Miss? And what is it that Julia says in Remember the Titans? Attitude reflect leadership, sir. Okay. Sam Pittman has a steady hand, and he will keep that car between the ditches. All right. Arkansas ain't going nowhere. They took one on the chin last week, tip their hat. They're gonna keep moving on. Who knows what happens with Ole Miss? Now, Ole Miss might show up and score 500 points. They might. Or Kiffin might say something stupid, and Kiffin might throw a clipboard, and Kiffin's players might, and require straight jackets by the end of the game. Which one of those things is more likely? I think that it is more likely that Ole Miss does not cover that 6.5. So I'm taking the Piglets from Fayetteville.
The question you have to ask is: does the steady leadership of Sam Pittman counteract the fragile the ego of Lane Kiffin? And I, for one, believe it does. I think Lane's pissed. I think he's sulking, and I think his team is going to reflect that. That's probably, who wants to guess that that's probably Dargan.
Pittman's over the Kiffins.
Pittman's on the Kiffin. So I agree with you, Mitch. I think Ole Miss is still hungover and still pissed off, and they're still pouting over the popcorn bowl. So I'm taking Arkansas.
All right. For some reason. All right.
Go ahead,
out,
my
Gingers.
Viking friend.
Kiffin has already, in his maturation, devolved into gimmicks. Pittman is getting hugs on the neck from the opposing team at midfield. It's leadership versus illusion. I'm going to pick the Hogs to win outright.
Hogs win outright. Dang. That would be a great bet to put on the money line. I wonder what the money line says for that one right there.
Don't know.
What you got, Brand? I'll look it up later. I'll message you boys. That would be that's a pick I might even make. I might even open up an account, make the bet, win the bet, and close the account.
Just say you've been there. It's back and forth. There's a few games like this week. It's offense versus defense. Who's going to win out? I think you're right. Lane Kiffin is a little pissed, baby. We've seen that before. He doesn't like to lose. But I think they got the firepower to beat Arkansas.
Woo! Are you going to switch it up on us? All right, I'm putting Brandon down for Ole Miss. All right, and you got to lay 6.5 points. All right, that's the noon game. Also coming up at noon, the The Red River rivalry shootout.
Rivalry.
Oh, I believe that would be the PC term, is it not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so the Red River shootout then. No, Oklahoma is going to Texas. 3.5 point favorite there. All right, somebody besides me.
I mean, do I really give two shits about this game?
I don't know how this one made it in.
No.
I'll tell you how it made it in.
I mean,
Arky pays plus 190, 100 plays 190 on the money line. Not bad.
Yeah.
That's almost.
I mean, Oklahoma's a lot more settled at quarterback.
Wait a second. Say that one more time.
Oklahoma's a lot more settled at quarterback than Texas is. I mean, settled.
Okay.
Because who was the kid that got hurt in the beginning of the season for Texas?
I don't remember, but they've had Card. Card has been the guy
Houston
right
Card.
now.
Yeah. That's Hudson Card.
Hudson Card.
Yeah. And I also think Eric Gray has not shown out yet. So I'll take Oklahoma minus 3.5.
Alrighty.
I can see that being a touchdown.
I'll take it. I'll take the next one. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. Oklahoma is a loss waiting to happen. They're a loss waiting to happen. I think that they were ranked number 6 going into this week. Cincinnati actually leapfrogged them, right? So looking down the road, who's going to be those other 2 playoff teams? Penn State and Iowa play this week, number 3 and number 4. So one of them's going to win, one of them's not. That opens the door for Cincinnati to hop in there. I could see somebody saying, well, maybe let's put Oklahoma in there over Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is a team of destiny this year, and so that means
What?
Oklahoma's about to catch that L. Oklahoma's going to catch an L this week. Texas plus 3.5 for me.
Texas, eh?
Hey,
I'll take them
short
too.
horns.
You know why? I don't believe in Oklahoma. Mel Kiper had Spencer Rattler way up there. And this week, Mel Kiper was like, he's way down there now. So I don't know about that quarterback deal. Oklahoma is a loss waiting to happen. And I think this is the year Sarkisian gets – has Sarkisian had a signature win yet? I know he's had a signature loss.
He's had a signature loss.
Yeah.
Has he got the signature win?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think you call Louisiana. I don't think you call 38-18 over Louisiana a signature win.
No.
Damn.
It's a good win. But
Am I caught up in my emotions, or do I want to bet realistically? No, I'm going to stick with my emotion. I think Texas is going – I'm going to take Texas in the point.
I like Texas too. How about you, Brandon? Down horns. Down Periscope.
Them orange people like to stick together.
No, fuck that shade of orange.
Yeah, I guess y'all will be voting orange too. Damn.
Oklahoma's always overrated, but I don't think Texas has it in.
Do you think that Oklahoma is a loss waiting to happen?
I'm not comfortable with this, but I'm gonna stick with it.
I do believe they're a loss waiting to happen. I think every year they're a loss waiting to happen.
There is a piece of me that thinks that they are going to lose a game at some point. And it might not be this. Maybe it's Oklahoma State. Maybe it's maybe somebody else hiding on their schedule or whatever. I just really think that it's Sarkisian. It's the horns. It's going to be this game on this stage. Isn't this the game day?
Signature
Isn't this
win. Signature
college
win.
day? I already said it. I already said Texas. So I think this is going to be the one. All right, 3:30 game. UGA goes to the Plains. They're a 14.5 point favorite.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Every bit of them points. Give me them dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same here. Taking the dogs. The spread could be a lot higher, and I'd still take it.
We've been doubling our spreads. I mean, make it interesting amongst ourselves?
So you're
You
willing
want to throw the over in there?
What
Because I
if it
got
was
warned.
29?
I got warned the last 2 weeks. Oh no. Oh, and then it was yes. So what you got now? What's the excuse this week? Bo Nix.
There isn't one. I'm taking the dogs.
Okay.
But watch this be the 1 week I take them and they don't cover.
Well, we can say that every
You know
week.
what? I'm taking the dogs as well.
Okay.
I don't see.
So
Bo
okay,
Nix
since
fixing that
everybody's riding that train, let me just ask: what if the spread was 29, or let's say 28 and a half? 28 and a half.
I'd take it on the road.
If they
This isn't going to count towards that, but I will.
I would have an easier tee. I agree. I mean, on the road. I don't know.
It don't matter. It don't matter what it's on the road or Auburn. It matters about Georgia. This is up to Georgia, not you. It ain't gonna matter when we play y'all. It ain't gonna matter what you do. It's gonna matter what we do. This season is up to Georgia. It ain't up to nobody else on Georgia's schedule.
I honestly don't know how to answer that.
28 and a half. 28 and a half.
I'd take it if it were there.
If the line were 28 and a half, what would you say, Dren? That man is hurting. Look at him. He needs some milk.
I understand it because Georgia don't do this. This is not a Georgia thing. All right, it is uncomfortable.
If I hated Auburn more, which I really don't hate Auburn all that much, it would be a lot easier for me.
Robert said he wouldn't take that. He wouldn't take that.
I've never seen this many sweat bullets over a pick.
I might do it. I might do it. I might take it.
Might do it. Okay, Dren, come on, buddy. Come to the dark side.
All right, as it is in real life, though, everybody's comfortable with 14 and a half.
Yeah.
14 and a half, everybody's comfortable. How about you, Brandon, for 28 and a half? Come on.
Holy shit.
It's just for funsies.
For funsies?
Yeah.
It's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
Fantasy. So, yeah, why the hell not?
Why not?
Damn.
It's just for
The
fun.
Tennessee boys have been converted. We have it on tape. I love it.
Oh, no, I'm still a heathen. Don't worry about that conversion.
I know you heathen.
Okay,
I
here
can't
is one.
wait till we get to y'all's week.
Here is one that I have sweated over, man.
I can't-
Oh,
I-
me
Fuck
too.
This one's a fucker. I can't pick this one.
Iowa
It's a coin
minus
flip.
2.5 at Penn State.
Let me Can I hold on? So, damn, I thought this one was in Iowa.
No, it's in Beaver Stadium. We could go. It's right
Iowa's
over there.
Favored by 2.5, and I'm talking to a family member of mine who's a gambler, and he's talking about nah, Iowa all the way, because Iowa's got an offense, Penn State don't. And I go look on the stats, in total offense, like neither one of them are great, but Penn State's like in the top 30. Iowa's like 112th or 118th or some bullshit like that, and I'm like, you are full of shit.
That's what I had to look at where these offenses were.
Like this is going to be the snooze fest of snooze fest, because these defenses are both legitimate, but they're also going. I'm sorry, they're going to be playing against offenses who forget they have thumbs. So what are you going to pick? It's a coin flip. 2.5. Fuck out of here.
Well, you take this one, Matt. Go first.
You know what? Give me a quarter, and I'll do it.
Man, that man's gonna flip a coin.
You know what? This is stupid. I'm gonna pick Penn State because I want Penn State to keep going. Why do you want Penn State to keep going, Matt? I'll tell you. This is a revenge tour for the University of Georgia, and them sumbitches got a tab they ain't paid since 1982. And I'd love to see them in the playoffs so we can collect.
Oh man, I got patrons that remind me daily. Oh, you're a Georgia fan. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember playing y'all in 1982.
Oh yeah, I remember what happened the last time we played Georgia. Yeah, 40 years ago. You might as well make the 1980 joke, you piece of shit. So
Penn State fans are the only ones who don't make 1980 jokes. I mean 1982 jokes.
Because they're 2 years after us. I'm taking Penn State because I have to.
I am going to take Penn State as well, but for actual. I think they have a little more dynamic of an offense. I was big. I was always moving forward. They remind me somewhat of Paul Johnson's old Georgia Tech teams, the good ones. And I got a legitimate defense. I just think that Penn State's a little more dynamic, and they're both very well coached. But Penn State's playing at home. It's loud. It's raucous. They've already got a win over Auburn. That might mean something. It might not, but at least it means something to them.
Stop.
Yes.
You're wrong. You done got your shit wrong. They're playing in Iowa City.
Really?
Reset.
All right, fine.
Gone. This is an away game for Penn State, so
I'm still taking Penn State.
Why don't you start over?
No, I'm not going to start over. I'm just going to take Penn State. I've already written them down.
All right. Let's make that clear to those who might be basing their picks on us. This is not a whiteout. This is not in Happy Valley. This is in Iowa City.
I will fix it.
I'm still taking Penn State because I have to. Boys.
I had Penn State just because I didn't think Iowa could go in there and beat them at home.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
There, how's that? Is that better?
No, because you still got them at Penn State.
No, that's not any better.
I just wait now.
You didn't fix it,
I did fix it.
but it didn't show up when you shared it. Okay.
At Iowa.
For me,
I'm going with Iowa. Hell with it.
For me, this is kind of in the same category as what I said earlier about Kiffin versus Pittman. Ferentz has been a consistent, solid leader for that Iowa team for going on 2 decades. I mean, he's the longest tenured coach in the country. At least in FBS.
Mm-hmm.
And James Franklin's a good coach. He's just not one of my. I think he's an asshole. He might be a perfectly lovable asshole. He's still an asshole. I'm going Iowa 16-13.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is split down the middle.
Yep.
2 of us picked for irrational reasons. 2 of us picked for rational reasons.
Y'all got to live up there. So, I mean.
Yeah.
It would be much easier to live up here with a Penn State win.
Yes.
All right. 7:30 game. 7:30 game. I'm actually really excited about this one. LSU at Kentucky. Kentucky is a 3.5 point favorite, and that's 3.5 is a weird number, man. That's like that's the big part of a touchdown. You know, that ain't a field goal don't cover. You know, so I don't mind going first, but I've already gone first. If any,
Brandon hasn't gone first yet.
I'll go second.
We
Brandon.
know
Come gather round, my children, and listen to the tale. I kind of struggled with this one, LSU versus Kentucky. But ultimately, I got to go with the Wildcats. I think they got it in to play some defense and score at least a field goal and a touchdown more than LSU.
Brandon likes Kentucky. Okay.
Somebody in the comments likes LSU. I couldn't see it because it was Facebook.
Yeah, it was a Facebook user said that Facebook user likes the Tigers.
Who that is?
Who that is?
Probably got a bag on your head.
Does spell go with an X?
Say who you are. I don't mind going second on this one. Like I said earlier, LSU can't run the ball, and it wouldn't matter if they could or not. Kentucky is going to shut it down. Kentucky's defense.
This is all useless. We know where you're going because we've been painting you blue for the whole season. So just spit it out. You might as well call him a bull cat. He's a bulldog cat, wildcat,
bull.
Kentucky, Georgia fan. Good God.
Robert Reynolds pulling us some receipts on you tonight, sir.
Gilbert and Kendrick. We ain't seen Gilbert yet. You better get out of here with that noise. Kendrick,
right,
man.
Chris Rodriguez continues his march toward the Doak Campbell Award. Or Doak Walker? Doak Campbell? I never can remember.
Doak Walker. Doak Campbell is Florida State's.
But it's the running
Doak,
back award, right?
Right. Doak Campbell Stadium is
It's Doak Walker. It's Doak Walker then.
Doak Walker Stadium.
Yeah.
What? Now you're confusing me.
I know. I am too. God, it's late, man.
Say Kentucky or say
It's
oh,
Kentucky.
look at that.
Kentucky.
Look at that.
What?
Steve Bradford, my guy from Clinch County. Tresman, Marshallville. Look at that. My guy. Yes, sir.
Did you say Clinch County?
Yeah. Steve's from Clinch County. Go Panthers. Go Panthers.
Clinch County. That ain't too far from Lowndes County.
No, it ain't. It's just right over the ditch. So did you say you like Kentucky
I like
later
Kentucky.
points, or you like Kentucky later points? All right, dang boys. Okay, Matt, you get to round us out here tonight.
Oh no, I'm fitting to go with Kentucky. You know this.
Okay.
Kentucky. I told our Florida colleague in the preseason shows, y'all are losing 3 games. One's Bama, one's Georgia. Either Missouri or Kentucky. Pick one, but not both.
Missouri.
And it was Kentucky. And Kentucky is being that pain in the ass team right now that they are known to be. And they're going to continue to be a pain in the ass until they run into something week after this. And so LSU is going to continue to descend, as we talked about. And they are going to lose to the Kentucky Wildcats this weekend at 7:30 at Kroger Field.
Roger that. All right, folks, there it is. Like it or leave it. If you disagree, come on the show next week and argue with us about it. Before we get out of here, any last words? Balls? When is your show?
We're gonna shoot for Saturday, some 10:30, 11 o'clock. It just depends on how fast we can get.
Oh, y'all doing the game day with the headgear? Brandon, are you doing the headgear, or what can we look forward to? If we send you some headgear, will you wear it?
If you send me some headgear, I would wear it.
I have an idea. All right, before we get out of here, here it goes. If you like hanging out with us here on Tuesday nights, bring a friend. All right, share these videos with your buddies, and share them with your enemies. Subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for watching this, and
hit subscribe. Don't just listen to the shit talking. Come be part of the shit talking.
That's what I was gonna say. We're up to 50 guys. We need 50
we have 50
more.
members in our. Yeah. And so if you know a friend who you think can talk, if you can't
don't
talk, you
dream
know a
it.
friend who can talk.
Don't dream it.
Do it.
Be it.
Be it. Like Tim Curry. Okay, folks. Sign off here. Thank you for joining us, Vols people down there, you orange bastards. We look forward to having you again, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday morning. And Matt, it's been fun.
This time, this time, actually come on.
We'll see. It all depends. But
I might try to make it. I
might have something for you. We'll see. All right, no promises. But anyway, boys, it's been super fun. We'll do it again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Get you on the flip
everybody.
side.